Have you ever thought, geez, I wonder what it'd like to be a real estate agent here in Washington, D.C.? I got you. Today I'm going to tell you what my life is like being an agent here in D.C., especially if you're looking to get into the business. Hi, welcome back to another Coffee with Coleman, where we love to discuss Washington, D.C., business, real estate, all that good stuff. My name is John Coleman. I'm a real estate agent here in Washington, D.C. with the Jason Martin Group. What I've noticed recently, a lot of people have questions about what I do, and that's from people I know and general curiosity from the general public. And so I thought it might be helpful for me to outline what you need to be thinking about if you're in my shoes. And just a little background. I've been doing this for about 7 years. Last year, I helped just over 80 families accomplish either buying or selling real estate. And then our team as a totality sold over 250 homes last year. So we've seen a bit of it. I work with a lot of agents, and I feel like some of the stuff I'm saying might be specific to me, but has some overarching themes to the group as well. I only speak for myself though. All right, so here are the 4 things that we're gonna cover. We're gonna cover 1, how to become an agent. 2, what are the biggest challenges of an agent in like our day-to-day lives? 3, what are my favorite things about being an agent? And 4, what is my life like? What do I do? What am I thinking about? It's a very broad, cerebral thing, but we'll get through it. We'll figure it out. All right, so first thing, how to become an agent? Well, it's not that hard. So you need a high school diploma or equivalent, a GED would work. You need 60 hours, which is now done online entirely. And then once you complete that, you need to pass a local and a national exam. And that means the bar to get into what I do isn't all that high. It's not that complicated. The other thing to keep in mind though is while stuff you learn in those classes are super important because you have fair housing stuff, you have definitions and terms that you need to know. That's not all the things you need to know to be successful in this business. And I think that that's why maybe like 87% of agents are out of this business entirely by their like 5th year. And that's why like the next step of figuring out who you're gonna affiliate with is important. When I say affiliate, when you get your license, especially as like a brand new agent, you need to affiliate yourself with a brokerage. Whether you're gonna join a team in that brokerage or whether that brokerage is set up nicely to help you as a new agent learn the ropes, that's all gonna be super important for things for you to be hashing out as you're going through this process. So building yourself with a support structure. So I know on our team, some of the stuff we do is we have some classes for agents. We share stuff. We're in accountability stuff together. So we kind of help them get knowledged up by hearing us and being around us all the time and letting them participate in some of the things that we're doing. Next, what are the challenges of being an agent? I wish this was like those Netflix shows that make it look so easy, or even HGTV where you show 3 houses, pick one, done, boom, delivered. This is a very humbling career where the more you learn, the more you understand that there's even more that you don't actually know. And I kind of laugh at the notion that we get to create our own hours because it's only true in the sense that all of our hours are available because we don't get to control when properties come on the market. We don't get to control when showings are going to happen. We don't know when the seller is going to set a deadline. And so we need to help prioritize people getting into places as fast as possible because in a market like ours, if you wait for the weekend to get into a property, you're playing from behind. Simple as that. It's also about helping manage the emotions, because we're in a world full of variables. And one of the phrases I use most is nothing in my world operates in a vacuum. And that's because this business is full of personalities, from buyers to sellers, to buyer's agents, to seller's agents, to title people, to lenders. Everybody operates a little bit differently. And if one of those pieces operates a little bit differently than the last situation we were in that was exactly the same, it throws the entire thing off. So learning how to work and understand and follow through different people and understanding that everything's gonna be pretty fluid makes things a little bit, I don't wanna call it chaotic because it doesn't have to be chaotic, but everything's different. And you always have to be paying pretty close attention to what's happening. The other thing about our job is we always have to be thinking about like worst case scenarios, which of course makes you the life of the party and all you do is focus on the negative. But here's the reality. Our job is to, yes, get you to accomplish your real estate goals nice, easy, fun. The reality is we also have to prep you for worst case scenarios. So even though we think everything might go great, we could point out that this, that, and the other could go wrong. But if this, that, and the other do happen, we have this, that, and the other ways to help overcome those problems. And that's where experience kind of comes into the whole thing. So that is one of the things that we need to really focus on, is like we're keeping our minds always turning about what could happen next. And if it's not the way we're hoping it to, what do we need to do to make sure it's as best for our client as possible? And along with that, you get to shoulder a lot of frustration, especially in a market like right now. There's crazy offers going in, and you could have someone put $300,000 over in a house and still not get it, not even get a call back. And that's hard. People get frustrated. People don't like losing. They are already making themselves vulnerable by making their largest financial decision of their lives. And then you're going to throw into this fact that it's just going to be super competitive and hard and difficult. And even if you get to the point where you get your offer expected, does the inspection go right? There's just tons of things that can happen. And all of those things bring out different emotions through the process. So I like to tell people I'm actually 1/3 therapist as we're going through this entire thing. And sometimes it's not us having the answers, it's just us being able to listen and give advice, and sometimes not even give advice, just say, yeah, that kind of stunk, because it stinks for us too. And like, while I don't have hair, this high stress way of life would have taken its eventual toll if my hereditary nature missed the mark, which it didn't. And if you're really looking into this business, this is what you need to listen. How do you find new clients, or how do you find a client? And this is the thing that really, I think, is the difference between making in the business and not making it. I feel very fortunate. I have a lot of people that wrap their arms around me and love me. And what's happened over time is I'm 80 to 90% referral based. And what happens is it's been a snowball. So my friend refers their person, and their person refers me to their friend, and so on and so on. And that network continues to build. That's a very natural, awesome way. Not the way everybody does it. Some people purchase the business that they're going to be working. They might subscribe to Zillow or Trulia, where they pay some money to be the person that's featured next to a listing. And if you click on the button saying you want to see it, they'll give you a call, and then they'll meet you at the property. It's about accessibility and being there. I have some colleagues that do this at a very high level and do a great job of it. And you need to find out what works best in your world when you get into this business. So trying a bunch of different ways of meeting new clients in order to help your business move forward. It is a people business. You are working as a person helping people, and understanding that and getting yourselves in front of people is a very important thing. All right, now I'm done being that negative Nance. Let's talk about some of the things I really like. First of which is the constant growth and improvement. Like, I wasn't a really good student in college and high school. My high school teachers might be watching this and being like, eh. However, ever since I got into real estate, I'm a student of the game, and it's fun and it's interesting. I'm reading books, I'm doing blogs, I'm finding data points and trying to manipulate it. I'm watching YouTube videos. I love these things. So the cool thing about this job is it's not only career growth though, it's about personal, because you can grow in your career only as large as your personal growth can be. And I know Jason Martin is sitting on the other side of this screen right now smiling, because this is like what he pitches on a day-to-day basis, which is improve yourself first, and that allows you to improve the lives of the people around you. And as a service business, that's what we're here to do, improve the lives of the people around you. The other thing I really like about this business too is you get to connect with so many people on a deep personal level quickly. The relationships you get to form and the ability to understand individual needs and gaining the trust of sometimes complete strangers is a very raw and authentic moment. It's not uncommon that you get to work with someone that is a complete bulldog expert in their field. And then once they come, sit their butt in my car, get their feet in my door to start looking at houses, they feel out of water. They're not really sure what to do. And so we get to start them to level up from the bottom up. So I get to meet and learn about people at a much different facet that other people get to meet and see these people, which is really cool. And the way I like to think about it is by the time we're done working together, that person or that client's gonna walk out of there and say, I could do that. I could do that job. That's cool. And I hope they can. I hope that they learned so much through the process that they could do that. And so what's my life like? It's not like selling sunset. Like, it really isn't. I don't go out on boats all the time and out to the bars and clubs nonstop. The truth of the matter is I work a lot of hours. I probably work 80 to 100 hours per week. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love what I do. Doesn't mean it's not draining at times, but I absolutely love what I do. My basic day is formulated around the same main principles, and it starts all with morning routine. I wake up, or my alarm goes off at 7:30, and then hopefully I pop right out of bed and I'm ready to go. The truth is I probably thumb through TikTok for the better part of 10 to 15 minutes before I do that. But hey, we all have our vices. 3 real important things that I do each morning. 1, I take my dog for a walk. Very important for her, very important for me, and it's our time together and we really enjoy it, and it lets me clear my head a little bit. The second thing is I have our operations meeting, and that's for the Jason Martin Group as a total, as a company. And we get on the phone with Mariah and Jason, and we talk about what's important, what's going on in the business, what we need to improve, what's going well, what's not. And then we can kind of structure our goals for the day there. And then after that call, I got on a call with Ashley and Matthew. They help me make sure that everybody that is a client of ours is getting touched and thought about. And that's important. We literally go through the list of people that are currently talking with us to talk about what's going well, who won what, who needs to do inspection, and start to lay out what things are looking like in order to make sure that we are servicing them at a high level. And if you're not consistently doing that, if you're not structuring your day in that way, then you start to try to grab things out of the sky. And that gets to be a little bit difficult. And after my 3 meetings, chaos. That's really what happens. Is like, then you have inspections, then you're driving all over the city, you're showing properties, you are just nonstop making things happen wherever you can make them happen. Of course, you have a schedule, you have a calendar, but that is when you're out and about really trying to do things. So it's really important that you have that morning set in order to make the rest of the day go effectively, because you got those core competencies out of the way. If you are an agent, or if you're thinking about being an agent and you have questions about how I really structure my day, give me a shout. I'll share my calendar with you and we can go through what it looks like, what I'm doing. I'm not saying that this is perfect for me. I'm not saying that it's perfect for you. Over time, I've started to put things together in a way that really helps me being able to put myself as present as possible when I'm going through this. And I think that something like that could be helpful to you, then I'd love to share it with you. And that's the other thing about being an agent is we don't all love each other, but we're a really strong network, especially the ones that do a lot of the business in the area. We know each other. It's a smaller community than you expect, and we really like to be in touch with what's happening. All right, I didn't really know where this one was gonna go today. I think I got a little bit deeper in some spots than I thought I was gonna get, but we had fun, didn't we? And I hope you learned a little bit about what's going on in my daily life. And if you have questions, put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. I really like this job, and I hope that it was a really good insight into what you're wondering about what goes on, sort of on a day-to-day, but more in general. All right, thanks for stopping by another Coffee with Coleman. Peace.